How you doing, everybody? It's Jay Nanda, San Antonio Metal Music Examiner for Access.com, coming to you from the Paper Tiger in downtown San Antonio, where we've got a long night of heavy horror, rock and roll, and metal coming to you, not the least of which is brought by headliners Wednesday 13, and I've got guitarist Roman Sermon, Wednesday himself, Troy Dobler on bass. Gentlemen, how are you?
We are
Thanks for being here.
We're deep in the heart of Texas.
Yes, sir. Frequent visitors to San Antonio. Thanks so much. Wednesday, with all due respect, as the leader of the band, I think I'm going to start with the hometown folks here.
Let's do it.
Right here, Troy and Roman here from San Antonio. Guys, like I said, I know you guys are frequent visitors to San Antonio as a band. For the two of you, is it old hat now playing your hometown? Is it still a big deal? Is it just another show? How would you describe gearing up and getting ready for San Antonio?
Answer him right now.
It's a show, you know, it's in the middle of the tour, but it is hometown, so that comes with, you know, not pressure or anything like that. It's really good. You get to see all your friends because we're out a lot, so this is a chance for us to catch up with the friends, and maybe a little pressure to perform hard as hell, you know, because it is hometown, but, you know, it's always cool.
Yeah, more hecklers.
More hecklers, yeah.
I'll do it.
Lovely friends.
I think the hardest part is the guest list.
Yeah.
All the ticket demands and requests.
Right.
We got the promoter and she already wants to choke me.
What do you get, like 50 per show or more?
No.
A lot more, less? Or
No, that cuts in. You know.
I think we're up there.
It's like a hometown show for me too. I've been playing with these guys for so long. I've known him for 11 years now, and coming here, I used to come here in the summer, just hang out and watch Indiana Jones movies for a couple of weeks. You know, so this is, you know, I'm seeing all their friends are my friends too. So this is more of a, honestly, this is more of a hometown show for me than when I go through North Carolina.
Wow.
You know, so
interesting.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, it's interesting too because I've talked to another fairly big national act from San Antonio who's played Aftershock and Knotfest and Download in England. I've asked them the same question. And of course, when you ask that type of question, most bands say, of course, yeah, we get extra geared up. It's our hometown. We love it. We wake up in our own bed, possibly. That was a band, though, that while they said those things, they also said, yeah, the anxiety level is a little higher for the hometown show, a little more pressure because the parents are in the crowd, their buddies from kindergarten are in the crowd.
Right.
Do you experience that at all or feel that way at all?
I do. I definitely. I don't really stress so much about the show. It's the before and the after and getting to say hi to everyone.
Right.
Friends and things like that.
Trying to do that and then try to actually, you know, look at it. You have a knife in your own house. Holy shit.
All right. A knife.
A knife. Well,
A knife, a knife.
But yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
It's hard to look spooky and mean up there when your friends going, right in your face too.
Do you get distracted a lot when you're playing?
I'm a bass guitar.
Or are you just focused?
I'm pretty focused on this instrument. Mostly I'm like...
Awesome. Well, Wednesday 13 just released Condolences on Nuclear Blast. A month ago tomorrow, June 2nd, it came out. It's been a month. Look at this beauty right here.
Right.
Some kick-ass songs. They've already released at least 3 videos to my count.
4.
4? So that's why I said at least.
Yeah.
That's kick-ass stuff. I also love the predecessor, of course, the preceding record, Monsters of the Universe, come out in Plague. What was your approach to this one as far as the evolution of the band, making it a little different than the predecessor?
I think with Monsters, that was at that point, that was like the peak. When we finished that record, we're like, man, this sounds awesome. We're finally going the direction where we want to be. So the main thing was to top that one.
Right.
And that was pressure. I didn't think, there's a lot of cool songs on that Monster record that I still really like, and it came time for this. I'm like, how are we going to follow that? Like do a Cotton style, and but no, it came pretty quick though. It was like the first couple days of writing, I already knew we were on the right track, and it came naturally, and it really wasn't. A lot of people think that the album's heavy because we're on Nuclear Blast, but we didn't even have the deal until we finished the record in September. We didn't get signed until January.
Wow.
So we just hoped we would get a deal with Nuclear Blast.
Right.
But it was a natural progression for us. We didn't go in going, hey, let's write the heaviest thing. We spent 3 weeks in June. We basically wake up every morning, eat Fruit Loops, pick up guitars, and see what the hell we could write. And we'd spend 8-9 hours working on something, playing a song fast, playing it slow, playing it like this. And in the day, some days we didn't come up with anything. And some days we come up with 2 awesome things. But over the whole 3 or 4 weeks there, we did every single song on this record we did. We didn't have anything else that we didn't really use. We weren't going to accept filler tracks. Everything had to be awesome. So when the record was done, when the label finally signed us and the whole thing, they go, "What's your first single?" I was like, "I couldn't even pick one."
Yeah.
So we let them pick what they wanted, and we also asked our friends, "What do you like?" So it was the first time I didn't know what song would be the single.
Right.
And they're still not the songs that we think.
No.
Every day we hear, I like the 8th song, or I like the 2nd. It's just like,
Which is a great sign of a great album.
I think so.
Somebody can wake up different every day and go, "Oh, today I like this one."
And my
For
friend
what-
just texted me saying the same thing. She's like, "Oh, Pray For Me is my favorite song."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So it's just,
Yeah.
it's just different. People have different opinions on
Yeah.
stuff, but for the most part, everyone likes the record.
Yeah.
And that's been the biggest thing. Is just I really haven't seen any. I've seen like not even a bad review on the record yet. Really.
I think there was one.
There was one, and it wasn't even
dumb.
it didn't even make sense. It said that this record cover looked like something you see in a window of a 1980s store that was sun bleached. And I went, "Is that really an insult?" 'Cause I kind of like that image. I like to be sun bleached in a window.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't know the band by now, they go against the grain as far as images and sound and themes, so that's probably a compliment. Whereas,
Yeah, I mean, and again, for this album cover too, like my other album covers, I almost call like Scooby-Doo covers. Monster of the Universe was more of a kind of a serious. But we had 2 covers for that album. We had the man, and then we had the Scooby-Doo kind of cover. But with this, I wanted to do something that was different. That would be like, it doesn't give it away. When you look at that cover and you kind of know what we've done in the past, the other cover, like Calling All Corpses, you kind of get an idea. Read the titles, go, "Oh, I typical Wednesday." This, you're like, "What the fuck did they do? They changed it up. What are they doing? They look scarier. It's darker." So it makes people want to listen to it, because you know, and a lot of bands don't even care about packaging or album covers. This is exactly the kind of stuff. When I was a kid and bought albums, I'd go home, I'd put it on, and I would sit there and every lyric, listen to it all the way through, stare at the pictures, get inside the album cover. Now there's people that buy records and they just throw the fucking disc on the ground and put or they even buy it, just download it, and know what the album artwork even looks like. So it's just. So for us, we go the extra mile, and that's why we have 4 different versions of this vinyl for you to collect, because that's how we do it. 'Cause we don't fuck around.
Awesome. Well, for what it's worth, my opinion, if you value my opinion, or if not, I'm going to give it to you anyway. I love "Oh Man, Amen," kick-ass song. "Bloodsick" is awesome. So I love the guitar intro for that. The video was kick-ass. Want to ask you about the video for "Cruel to You." I know you are the only band member in that video.
Yes.
It was done, go check it out. It was done humorously in comic book fashion.
Absolutely.
But I gotta say, you must have wrecked every female's thought process. Whoever lays out at the pool, all the female joggers out there. You may not want to watch this video, even though it's humorous.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. It's awesome. What was your?
Yeah, well, basically, we did What the Night Brings and Bloodsick, and all the band were scattered out. 2 of us are in Oregon, 2 are in LA. He's still here in San Antonio. So it's just it was. We had everyone fly out for the first 2 videos, and when we did one for "Cruel to You," it was just we didn't have the money and the time to get everyone in town like that. So the guy Tommy Jones in the video, he said when he first heard the song, he goes, "Man, I just see this image of this like Barbie girl running around Hollywood. You're just chasing her with an axe or something." I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So basically, it was all day. It was 8 hours being dressed in that, running around Echo Park and Hollywood and Beverly Hills, and everyone was it was the weirdest thing. It was like, yeah, I'm walking with a big silver axe through Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
You know? But honestly, that wasn't that strange looking, because in Hollywood, except Hollywood Boulevard, which is where I live, I see Darth Vader and SpongeBob walking to work every day. So I didn't think I looked that different. So I kind of just blended right in. So, it's true.
It takes a lot to make people's heads turn in.
LA, I blend right in, even with an axe.
Yeah. Wednesday, how far back do you go with these guys? When did you guys first hook up? Of course, there used to be a 3rd San Antonian in the band, resident-wise.
Yeah,
Jason Shakes West on drum.
Yeah.
Be remiss if we didn't mention our good friend Jason.
He'll be here a bit to hang with us.
Yeah, so how did you hook up in the beginning with these 2?
Basically, we were coming through 2006 on my Fang Bang tour. We were coming through San Antonio, and we had a guitar tech that I was trying to fire. And our tour manager at the time had just got off tour with Ministry, and Ramon was with Pitbull Daycare, so they were on the Ministry tour. And I was looking for a tech, and our tour manager goes, "Hey," he goes, you should meet Ramon. You guys are like twins. You're dude, you're stupid. You get along perfect.
Yeah.
And you were at what place were Sanctuary?
Sanctuary.
He was doing sound at Sanctuary, and I went up in the sound booth, and we met, and it was like instant friends. Like, we'd known each other forever, and we had some drinks, and
We made friends.
and then it was, and then I asked him to go on tour, and he's like, man, I just got off tour for 2 months. I can't. I gotta. And so, but we kept in touch, and then like 3 months later, he came out and was my guitar tech on a tour in like beginning of 2007, and we went all over Europe and everything. And then 2009, when we did the Gunfire band, that was the first band we played in together, and then that led into Murderdolls, and Murderdolls led into this. And then when Murderdolls stopped, we needed another member, so then T. Roy comes in, and so it's been 6 years with T. Roy and 11 with this dude.
Awesome.
So
I wanted to ask you about the Unplugged album you guys did, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago maybe?
maybe.
How challenging is it, must be from the outside, I'm thinking, a band that's got so many horror images and the themes that you talk about, and of course you're heavy to begin with, but to just bring songs with those subject matters and themes, even if they are humorous ones like Cruel to You, older songs, and just how to bring it down to the Unplugged level, how much of a challenge was that?
It was a complete challenge. It was terrifying. I mean, I've had that idea for years. Like, actually, when he was my guitar tech, we used to do we used to play an acoustic. We used to play Curse of the Acoustic. And then when I would just do that live, and I would just all the girls would cry. Everyone was like, "That's so awesome! It's so different." So I always had the idea. I just didn't have the confidence to do it. And then in 2014, we decided to do that record, and I was like, "All right, just book a UK tour. I'm going to do it." So I've been practicing and playing for my cat, for years, acoustic. And but not every song worked. I mean, some songs would just sound stupid trying to be acoustic. But we have that many years of history. You could pick a set list, and our acoustic show, it literally is a comedy show for the most part. It's like a campfire storyteller gather around. We sit on stools. There's no crazy, and basically we dressed just like this for the acoustic theme.
Yeah.
And and it was honest, and it was cool because it was basically like a live meet and greet, a 2-hour evening with
Take questions.
if you knew everything about us, I don't think you could have a better show. And every night he and I would hear from fans go, "I've seen you guys 20 times. This is my favorite show because it was so personal."
Yeah.
It wasn't so, and I feel really proud that we were able to pull that off, and we've taken it to Australia, all over the US, UK 3 times now, and people love it. So in between, when let's say this time next year, and we've kind of been running out of steam on this record or whatever, he and I could go do the acoustic thing again and it's fresh because it's not the same thing. So it's just been something that's been really cool for us to do in between tours. And we basically, the first of this year, we did 3 months of acoustic touring to get money to do this tour, to pay for our stage props and lights and things. So it was it worked out, and also it's such a, you feel so good when you get done with a show like that. You go, wow, we just played for 2.5 hours acoustic, and everyone's cheering for us. So it's a good feeling.
Wednesday also just brought up Murderdolls, of course. A lot of you know him as the former frontman of Murderdolls, of course, with Joey Jordison from Slipknot at the time, who played guitar in that band. I had the pleasure of talking to Joey once he formed Vimic last year. Had a great conversation with him. How often do you get fans at shows, meet and greets, airports, whatever, still bringing that up to you and asking
every
about
day,
it every day?
And that's awesome. I mean, that's the thing, man. Murderdolls put me on the map. Joey, Joey basically found me and pulled me out, needle in a haystack story. Because I was in a haystack in North Carolina, no shit. And he pulled me out and said, "Hey, listen, I'm doing this project. Slipknot's going to go on hiatus. Let's do that." And it changed my life. It put me on the map. I mean, our first 2 months we were playing club shows here, and 2 weeks later we're opening up for Guns N' Roses in Tokyo. And in 6 weeks with Iron Maiden all over Europe. It was just a fucking whirlwind ride. And it's crazy. And once I got my foot in the door of that, I was like, I'm not stopping. So when Murderdolls had to go on hiatus, I'm like, fuck that. I'm going solo. And luckily I did, because here we are, now. But yeah, as far as Murderdolls questions and things, people ask me all the time, what's up with it? And the honest question is, nothing's up with it right now. I haven't. The last time any of us talked to Joey was on our last show, 2011, and the Roxy. And but I have heard over the past 6 months through mutual friends, people have all worked together, that he's been interested. He actually did an interview and said he'd like to do it. And I've always said that if it happens again, let's do it. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's for the fans, and the whole band was formed out of having fun. So if we can have fun again and go do 2 weeks of festival shows here and in Europe. It doesn't have to be a full-time thing. It's like when Danzig did these Misfit shows. Not comparing us to that, but in that sort of sense, like Danzig does his solo stuff and he does the Misfits whenever he wants to. Why can't we do that? There's nothing weird enough between us I can't get over with that we can't do that. So, and if the fans want it, let's do it. But I don't think it'll be anything that'll happen anytime right now. We're working this record for the next year and a half, 2 years. If 2019 comes around, we got a few weeks to do it. He wants to do it, we'll do it.
Cool.
So
Awesome. Speaking of other projects or bands you guys are involved in, Troy, we just saw you in April at Siesta Fest up on stage with the Union Underground. Siesta Fest with the Union Underground, a band tremendously revered here in San Antonio. Of course, John Moyer was the original bassist from Disturbed in the Union Underground. We won't call it a comeback because that's what LL Cool J said. But back in April, we might say return or resurgence of that band.
Right.
Was that a one-time thing? You and, of course, Brian Scott, the singer. The two of you have been in Cult of Follow for many years. What's the latest? I know Brian told the crowd that night in April that Union Underground would have new music this September or
He's working on some of that stuff, and I think I'm doing some shows with them in August. But you know, this is my gig. You know, and me and Brian have been friends since 6th grade. You know, so it's like
6th grade,
dude, 7th even.
Damn.
So yeah, I'll do some, but you know, this is my home.
Yeah.
You know, so and he's my friend, and I love playing the music. It's super fun. So any chance I get where it doesn't, you know, compete with anything that we're doing, because you know, it's like I said, this is my home.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I'd love to do a bunch more, but you know, I'd hate to leave him. It's like, hey, bro, I can do like 2 shows here, but then I'm gone for the next 5 months, and you know. So I'm just helping him.
You need a stunt double.
I know.
Harrison Ford had one. Handsome.
Does he play bass though?
Yeah, that's the gig.
Probably. I know Hulk Hogan plays bass. That's a whole other story.
Yeah, I'm just helping him right now so he can get stuff going on, because I want to see him research. I want to see him back in the spotlight too. You know, it's good for him.
Awesome. All right, well, got a show to get ready for here tonight at the Paper Tiger. Wednesday 13 headlining with Gabriel and the Apocalypse, plus locals, Even in Death, Pedagogic, Dawn of the Phoenix. Go check out Condolences right here on Nuclear Blast Records. Came out June 2nd, a month ago.
Buy this album and draw a mustache. Perfect.
Last but not least, after this tour, after this album, will there be a break? Are you going straight into the next record? What do you guys have planned? Have you thought that far in
We
advance?
don't ever take breaks.
Yeah.
Our breaks are working on new music. So this is, like I said, this is just the beginning. We didn't put this record out to get lazy. We're just getting started. This is war. This is revenge.
Well, the proof, yes, the proof is in the pudding. You can't argue with the results. Great band here. Cannot wait to see them live tonight on stage here at the Paper Tiger. Thanks, guys, so much. Troy, thank you very much.
Appreciate it, man.
Wednesday, Roman, the hometown guys, plus Wednesday 13. For the guys in Wednesday 13, it's Jay Nanda, San Antonio Metal Music Examiner with Access.com, reminding you, don't hang them out to dry, hold them up high. All right.